Good day everyone. I'm Varun Gamboa and I will report the chemistry topic, Module 1 to 4. Next. Module 1. Review of basic chemistry. The introduction, fundamental and derived quantities. In the chemistry that did various measurement computation are covered in Module 1. Teaches pupils about the characteristics of each element in the periodic table, both chemically and physically, and introduces them to the structures of an atom. Students will be able to determine an element placed in the periodic table based on its atomic number. Through in-depth talks and presentation, additionally, they will be able to compute the theoretical yield, reactant, and product quantities and product yield from balanced chemical processes. As a way to analyze and evaluate the knowledge they have gained, students will be given experiment and activities to complete. Next. Measurement. Different types of measurement are used in chemistry. Calculation and quantities in number and the unit make up every measurement. The kind of dimension that serves as foundation of comparison is described by the unit. The number indicates the quantity of a number of reference units contained in a measured quantity. Measures of expertise will be necessary for engineers in the future to solve real-world engineering issues. Measurement. Measurement is the process associating numbers with physical quantities and phenomena. Next. System of measurement. System measurement refers to the process of quantifying and assessing various aspects of a system to understand its performance, efficiency, and other characteristics. Systems of measurement refers to the process of associating numbers with physical quantities and phenomena. Next. Metric system. Scientists use the metric system as their standard unit of measurement. Length, mass, temperature, time, amount of material, electric current, and luminous intensity are the 7 basic metrics now in use. Because they originated from a combination of these 7 fundamental base units, derived units get their name. The basic units of measurement for length, mass, and volume are meters, kilograms, and liters, respectively. In the metric system, degrees Kelvin or degrees Celsius are used to express temperature due to its ability to link fundamental units to other subunits in multiple of 10, such as 10, 10 or 1000. The metric system is also known as the decimal system. The unit is preceded by prefixes like deci and centi, milli, which denote 1 over 10, 1 over 100, and 1 over 1000, respectively, of the designated meters or the designated units. A larger units, 1000 times the fundamental units. 1 kilometer is equals 1000 meters, is indicated by the prefix kilo. Another unit of length that is frequently used to indicate atom size is angstrom. 1A is equals to 10 minus 10 m. Metric system, a system of measurement in which the basic units are the meter, the seconds, and the kilogram. Next. English system. The fundamental units of measurement in the English system are the foot for length, the pound for mass, and the quart for volume, Fahrenheit. Degrees are used to measure temperature. A system of weights and measures based on the foot and pound and second and pint. Okay, next. Density and specific gravity. As the mass in relation to the volume, equation 2 to 1 illustrates the density equation with P, M, and V standing for density, mass, and volume, respectively. Density is commonly measured in gram per milliliter, kilogram per meter, gram per cc, kilogram per liter, and pound per feet. density is defined as mass per unit volume. It has the SL unit kg m raised to negative 3 or kilogram meter 3 and is an absolutely quantity. Okay, next. Atomic structures. The atomic structure refers to the organization of protons, neutrons, and electrons within an atom. Nucleus at the center of an atom, the nucleus contains protons and neutrons. Protons positively charged particles, the number of protons, atomic number, defines the element. Neutrons, neutral particles that add mass to the atom and can affect its stability. Electrons, negatively charged particles that orbit the nucleus in the regions called electron shells or energy levels. Electron shells. Electrons are arranged in shells around the nucleus. Each shell can hold a certain maximum number of electrons. Valence electrons. Electrons in the outermost shell which determine the chemical properties of an element. Atomic structure. An atom comprises the three different particles known as protons, neutrons, and electrons. The protons and neutrons come together in the center of the atom to form the nucleus. Okay, next. Electron configuration. Along the shells or energy, electrons circulate throughout the nucleus. Sharp S, primary P, diffuse D, and the fundamenta F are the sublevels that make up its main energy level. The electrons fill in the orbitals of energy levels in accordance with the following principle. According to Pauli's exclusion principle, an orbital can only hold two electrons. Of both principle propose an order for sublevel occupancy. Both principle is guided by mnemonic device 1 to 3 when filling in orbitals. According to Hund's rule, electrons are initially arranged in separate orbitals for each sublevel. Before partnering, this is due to the fact that it appears that an electron requires less energy to inhabit a free orbital than an orbital that already has an electron. Electron configuration. The arrangement of electron is orbitals around an atomic nucleus. The electronic configuration of an atom in the quantum mechanic model is stated by listing the occupied orbitals in order of filling with the number of electrons in each orbital indicated by superscript. Okay, next. Stoichiometry. Stoichiometry is a branch of chemistry that deals with the quantitative relations between reactants and product in a chemical reactions. It is based on the principle of the conservation of mass, which state the matter cannot be created or destroyed in chemical reaction. The relation between the relative quantities of substance taking part in a reaction or forming a compound, typically a ratio of whole integers. Okay, next. Mole. The mole is a fundamental unit in chemistry that measures the amount of substance. One mole is defined as exactly 6.02214076 times 10 raised to 23 entities, atoms, molecules, ions, or other particles, a number known as Avogadro's number. The mole is a unit for measurement that is amount for pure substance containing the same number of chemical units. Okay, next. Empirical and molecular formula. The empirical formula of the compound shows the smallest whole number of atoms of each element present in one molecule of the compound. It is also known as the simplest chemical formula. For example, the simplest formula of hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, which is used as bleaching agent for hair and textiles is HO. The molecular formula of the compound shows the actual number of atoms of each element present in one molecule of the compound. It consists of the symbol of the elements and the subscripts. In fact, the subscripts numeral indicates the number of atoms of an element present. There is no subscript for Ba because there is only one atom of barium in a molecule of barium chloride, and the number 1 is no longer written. Empirical formula shows the smallest whole number ratio of atoms, and a compound molecular formula shows the number of each type of atom in a molecule. Okay, next. Module 2, the thermochemistry. Thermochemistry is the study of the heat energy involved in chemical reactions and physical transformations. It focuses on the energy changes that accompany chemical reactions, particularly the exchange of heat between the system, the part of the universe under study, and its surroundings. Thermochemistry is the branch of chemistry concerned with the quantities of heat involved or absorbed during chemical reactions. Okay, next. Calorimetry and heat capacity. The science of measuring heat is called calorimetry. When body receives or releases energy as heat, the measurement is based on the change in temperature. Different substances react differently to heat. To raise the temperature of certain substances by 1 degree, a significant amount of heat energy is needed. It's possible that some compounds need less or no heat energy. The substance heat capacity, Cp, serves an indicator of these characteristics. The amount of energy needed to increase a substance temperature by 1 degree Celsius per gram or 1 or mole is known as its heat capacity. Calorimetry is the science of measuring the heat, chemical reaction, or physical changes related. Heat capacity is the amount of needed to raise temperature of an object by 1 degree Celsius. Okay, next. Enthalpy of change in temperature. The enthalpy change due to temperature changes can be determined using the heat capacity of a substance. For a constant pressure process, the enthalpy change delta H can be calculated using the following equation. Delta H is equal to Cp delta T, where delta H is the change in enthalpy, Cp is the heat capacity at constant pressure, delta T is the change in temperature. If the heat capacity Cp is the temperature dependent, the equation becomes an integral. Delta H equals to in T1 raised to T2 Cp T dt, where T1 and T2 are the initial and final temperatures respectively, and Cpt is the heat capacity as a function of temperature. Enthalpy change is defined as the heat exchange during chemical reaction. Enthalpy is the amount of energy in a reaction that could be theoretically released as heat. Enthalpy change can be thought of as the heat required for a reaction to occur. Okay, next. Enthalpy of phase change. The amount of energy required to change the phase of substance from one stage to another at constant pressure and temperature. Common phase changes include melting, fusion, boiling, vaporization, and sublimation. Enthalpy of phase change. The amount of energy required to change the phase of a material is known as the enthalpy or a latent heat for that phase change. Its SL unit is joule. Heating a solid causes its molecule to vibrate more sharply, increasing the temperature of the solid as predicted by its specific heat. Okay, next. Colorimetry experiment. Colorimetry problems include two categories. The first category, as a substance with different temperatures but no chemical reactions occur. Two substances each at different temperatures are combined and allowed to reach thermal equilibrium. The energy released by the warm object is absorbed by the cool object. Colorimetry experiment is the process of measuring the amount of heat released or absorbed during a chemical reaction. By knowing the change in heat, it can be determined whether or not a reaction is exothermic, releases heat, or endothermic, absorbs heat. Okay, next. Standard enthalpy. Enthalpy H is the heat content of a substance. That enthalpy change AH refers to the change in the heat content due to a chemical reactions at constant pressure. The reaction is exothermic when the enthalpy of the reactants is greater than that of the product. The reaction is endothermic when the enthalpy of the products is greater than that of the reactants. Standard enthalpy. The standard enthalpy reaction delta HR is the enthalpy change that occurs in a system when the matter is transformed by given chemical reactions where reactants and products are in their standard states. Okay, next. Standard enthalpy of formation. The standard enthalpy of formation, delta HF, of a compound is defined as an enthalpy change when one mole of the compound is formed from its elements in their standard states, the most stable from the element at 1 bar pressure and specified temperature, usually to 298.15 K or 25 degrees Celsius. The standard enthalpy of formation is a fundamental quantity in thermodynamics and can be used to calculate the enthalpy change of chemical reactions. The standard enthalpy of formation of pure elements in their standard states is 0. Okay, next. Hess law. Hess law states the change in enthalpy is always the same whether the reaction is performed directly or whether it takes place indirectly, and different steps. The total change in enthalpy is the sum of all changes in a multi-stage reaction. Hess law of constant heat summation. The law states that the change in enthalpy for reaction is the same whether the reaction takes place in one or a series of steps. Okay, next. First law of thermodynamics. The first law of thermodynamics states that energy is neither created nor destroyed. However, energy can be converted from one form to another. Another way of stating the first law is that the energy of the universe is constant. The first law of thermodynamics states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only altered in form. For any system, energy transfer is associated with mass crossing the control boundary, external work, or heat transfer across the boundary. Okay, next, the second law of thermodynamics. Second law of thermodynamics, also known as the law of entropy. Entropy is the disorder or randomness of the system. It's measure of how matter and energy are dispersed over time. The entropy of the universe always increases if there is a change in phase from solid to liquid to gas, or if there is change in the size from large molecule to small molecule to atoms. There is an increase in enthalpy because matter is moving farther apart. The concept of entropy is better understood using example Liquid water at 0 degrees Celsius has higher entropy than ice at the same temperature. A quantity of gas contained in 1 liter flask has higher entropy than the same quantity of gas confined in a 10 milliliter flask. The change in entropy, AS, is the sum of the absolute entropies of the products minus the sum of the absolute entropies of the reactants at standard condition. The second law of thermodynamics says in the simple terms entropy always increases. Okay, next. Gibbs free energy. Gibbs free energy, often denoted as G, is a thermodynamic potential that measures the maximum reversible work that can be performed by a system of constant temperature and pressure that combines enthalpy H, entropy S, and temperature T in the following equation. G equals H minus Ts, where G is the Gibbs free energy, H is the enthalpy, T is the temperature in Kelvin, S is the entropy. The Gibbs free energy is the available energy of a substance that can be used in chemical transformation or reaction. Next, Module 3, Electrochemistry. The electrochemistry is a branch of chemistry dealing with the interchange of chemical and electrical energy. It involves chemical reactions producing electricity and changes associated with the passage of electric current through matter. It is primarily concerned with two processes that involve oxidation, reduction, redox reaction. Almost all devices use battery for powers, like for example, mobile phones, pacemakers, watches, and even automobiles, as in the case of electric vehicle, which can be recharged because of the use of batteries, hence using electric energy to produce chemical change and vice versa. Electrochemistry is the study of electricity and how it relates to chemical reaction. In electrochemistry, electricity can be generated by movements of electrons from one element to another in a reaction known as redox or oxidation-reduction reaction. Okay, next. Oxidation number. The oxidation number is a positive or negative value that not only describes the combining capacity of an atom but also indicates how many electrons are arranged in a compound. These oxidation numbers are assigned according to electron structures and electronegativity for several key elements. An oxidation number is a number that's assigned to an atom in a substance. That oxidation number could be positive, negative, or zero, and it indicates if electrons are lost or gained. In other words, the oxidation number is a number that helps us keep track of electrons in a atom. Okay, next. Oxidation reduction reaction. A redox reaction involves reduction and oxidation. Thus, the term redox, it is a reaction that contains a change in oxidation state of or more element. Electrons move between atoms in redox reaction. Oxidation is the loss of electrons. When the reactant is oxidized, it is referred as the reducing agent, the aura. The loss of electrons results to an increase in its oxidation states. Reduction is the gain of electrons when a reactant is reduced, is referred as the oxidation agent, Kera. The gain of electrons by the atoms results to an increase of oxidation state. Oxidation reduction reaction, commonly known as redox reaction, a reaction that involves the transfer of electrons from one species to another. Okay, next. Galvanic cell. A galvanic cell or voltaic cell is an electrochemical cell where chemical energy is transformed into electrical energy. The electrode compartment in which oxidation occurs is called the anode. The electrode compartment in which reduction occurs is called the cathode. Oxidation reduction reaction, commonly known as redox reaction, a reaction that involves the transfer of electrons from one species to another. Okay, next. Cell potential. A galvanic cell consists from oxidizing agent in one compartment that pulls electrons through a wire, where from a reducing agent in the other compartment. The pull or driving force on the electrons is called the cell potential. Cell or the electromotive force (EMF) of the cell. The unit of electrical potential is the volt. V, which is defined as a 1 joule of work per coulomb of charge transferred. The voltage of the cell is the sum of the oxidation potential and the reduction potential. The superscript denotes standard state condition when all cells are 1M and all gases are 1 atm. Cell potential is the measure of potential difference between two cells in one electrochemical cell. Okay, next. And lastly, the module 4, nuclear chemistry. Nuclear chemistry deals with the changes in the nucleus. The nucleus contains protons and neutrons. Radioactivity is caused by unstable nucleus. Too many protons and neutrons may cause a nucleus to be unstable and break apart. Radioactivity causes radiation. Radiation is the emission of energy. There are lots of examples of radiation. Some of them are electromagnetic radiation and nuclear radiation. Electromagnetic radiation encompasses radio waves, microwaves, infrared, visible lights, ultraviolet light, gamma rays, and X-rays. These are only familiar examples of electromagnetic radiation. Since we were aware to the microwave can cook food, or ultraviolet rays can use sunburns. When people talk about radiation, they always mean nuclear radiation. That is when subatomic particles are emitted in the nucleus of an atom. Nuclear chemistry deals with nuclear reaction, a reaction that happen inside atoms. Nuclear chemistry may be found in different areas of research, including nuclear imaging in medicine or nuclear engineering in power generation. And next, nuclear stability. A nucleus is stable if does not emit particles and or radiator, and if doesn't change to another nucleus. A nucleus is unstable if they will be undergo decay, and the type of decay depends on the reason for the stability characteristics of the nucleus. The principal subatomic particles are the protons, neutrons, and electrons. The protons and neutrons, known as nucleus, constitute the nucleus. The electrons are located in regions of space surrounding the nucleus, and these are ignored in nuclear chemistry because they are not involved in nuclear reaction. A proton has a mass of 1.0073 AMU, neutron is 1.0087 AMU, and electron is 0.00055 AMU. In general, the notation that is used to represent the mass number and atomic number of an atom can be represented using 2 times where A mass number, sum of protons and neutrons, and Z is atomic number, number of protons. Nuclear stability means that nucleus of an element is stable and thus it does not decay spontaneously, emitting any kind of radioactivity. Okay, next. Radioactive dating. Archaeologists, geologists, and others involved in reconstructing the ancient history of the Earth rely heavily on radioactivity to provide accurate dates from artifacts and rocks, a method that's been very important of dating ancient articles made from wood or cloth is called radiocarbon dating or carbon-14 dating. Radiocarbon dating is based on the radioactivity of the nuclide 1C, which decays via V particle production 14C, 14N plus Je. Carbon-14 is continuously produced in the atmosphere when high-energy neutrons from space collide with N14, 4N plus Nc plus HH. Carbon-14 can be used to date wood and cloth artifacts because the 1C along with the other C isotopes in the atmosphere reacts with oxygen to form COZ. Radioactive dating is a method of dating rocks and minerals using radioactive isotopes. This method is used for igneous and metamorphic rocks which cannot be dated by the stratigraphic correlation method used for sedimentary rocks. Over 300 naturally occurring isotopes are known. Okay, next. Nuclear binding energy and Nash effect. Nuclear binding energy is the amount of energy released when protons and neutrons are bound together in the nucleus of an atom. The binding energy of nuclei is always a positive number since all nuclei require net energy to separate them into individual protons and neutrons. Nuclear binding energy accounts for a noticeable difference between the actual mass of an atom's nucleus and its expected mass based on the sum of the masses of from-bound components. Nuclear bonding energy is the energy required to split an atom's nucleus into protons and neutrons. Mass defect is difference between the predicted mass and the actual mass of an atom's nucleus. The binding energy of a system can appear as the extra mass which accounts for this difference. And that's all. Thank you. Good day.